Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss paper 4th of semester first, that is PS EVS 104, and it is nothing but the environmental pollution. So under the unit 1 we have to study the introduction to environmental pollution, air and water pollution. Inside the unit 2 we have to study the soil pollution and solid waste pollution. Third unit is covering the topic that is radiation and noise pollution, and the fourth unit, that is the thermal pollution, oil pollution and electronic waste. These all topics should be covered inside the paper 4th. So today we are going to start with the unit first, that is introduction to the environmental pollution, that is air and water pollution. So air pollution is not a new term for you, and you have already heard about the air pollution, and these we are just going to discuss in detail what are the different terms which are related to the air pollution. So what is air pollution? So coming with the definition, first we must go through the definition. The definition says air pollution means any solid, liquid or gaseous substances present in the atmosphere in such concentration as may be or tend to be injurious to the human health or other creatures or plants or the property or the environment. So what is pollution? Always remember the definition. Wherever you are using air pollution, means something related with the air. So what do you mean by air pollution? Something unknown thing has been added to the standard air. जो हमारा standard pure air है उसमें कुछ तो ऐसा चीज ऐड किया गया है जिसके कारण आज वो pollute हो चुका है. That's why it is said to be the air pollution. And this polluted air is now it is considered to be dangerous, or it is injurious to the human beings, not only to the human being but also to the plants, environment, etc. So it is polluted. So what is the definition says? The definition says it means any this addition of the pollutant में भी सॉलिड हो सकता है या फिर लिक्विड हो सकता है या फिर एनी टाइप ऑफ गैसेस सब्सटेंस हो सकता है. सो द डेफिनेशन इज pollution means any solid, liquid or gaseous substances present in the atmosphere in such a concentration as may be tend to be injurious to the human health or the environment. So this is related to the air pollution definition. Next, coming up to the what are the natural component of the air, or you can say that ki what was the first composition of or pure composition of the air. So 25 to 30 years back we used to say that our air, water and the soil were not polluted, they were pure because they are having a particular composition of the air and they are maintained in that way. So but now after 25 to 30 years we can say that our air has been polluted, or the water's resources has been polluted, or the soil resources has been polluted because it doesn't contain the given composition which was existing earlier, that is 25 to 30 years back when the air was pure. So natural composition of air, normally you know that it is consisting of 20% of the or 21% of the oxygen. Nitrogen, it is almost 78.8% of the nitrogen. Carbon dioxide is normally about 0.03%. And rest of the gases, it consisting of the 0. And the rest of the gases, that is hydrogen, helium, neon, krypton, etc., they normally combines together and gives 1%. So altogether you can, if you combine here, add all together, you will get only the oxygen as well as nitrogen will combines together and form 99%, and 1% of the rest of the gases. And out of that 0.03 percentage is the carbon dioxide percentage, and rest 0.07 percentage is the rest of the gases, maybe hydrogen, helium, neon, and the krypton. So in this way we can find out these were the natural composition of the atmospheric air, and these natural composition of the air was altered, and because of the alteration pollution has been created. Now coming up to the sources of the air pollution. So what are the different sources which contribute for the polluting the atmosphere? So what are the sources? Normally the sources may be classified into two types, that is natural resources as well as the natural resources or sources as well as the human sources, or also you can say that these human sources as anthropogenic sources. So these are the sources which is interfered by the human activity, or it is added to the human activity, and natural sources are the sources which normally contributed by the nature. So what are the different natural resources which are responsible for the air pollutions? Are volcanic eruption, forest fire, cosmic dust, pollen of the flower, carbon dioxide from the bacteria. Sometimes certain bacteria they used to exhale and give out the carbon dioxide, or you can say, we know that on our earth mostly all organisms on the earth they used to respire and give out carbon dioxide. It's not only the bacteria, but those all organisms which lives on the earth, while inhaling they used to take oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide is added from whole earth by means of living organism. Sometimes fungal spores, they are also the sources of the natural air pollution, virus and the dust. So you can say that the certain natural resource or the sources, these are the sources which are natural in their origin and they cause air pollution. Next is the anthropogenic sources, and these sources are normally the gases from the kitchen, incineration of the garbages. When we used to heat the garbages at a high temperature, that is 1000 or 800 degrees Celsius, then certain amount of the dust or smoke they used to liberated with the with associated with certain the gases or carbon monoxide. So whenever we are burning certain garbages at a high temperature, that is said to be incineration, even the automobiles is again a source of the anthropogenic source or human activity related the products, railway engine, aircrafts, solid matter from the mines, industries, urban centers, radioactive substances from the nuclear explosions. So even the explosion or nuclear explosion liberates certain amount of the pollutants, and these pollutants mix with the air and causes the pollution, that is air pollution. So you know that this air pollution may be divided into two types, that may be natural source or the human source. So just now we have seen what is the definition of air pollution, what are the different sources from which the air has a chance of getting polluted. Now we are going to see What are the different pollutants when added to the air cause the air pollution? So what are the different pollutants? First one is the carbon dioxide. You know that each and every organism on earth they used to release carbon dioxide, but this is uh, not a matter of pollution. But when carbon dioxide is added from the burning of fossil fuels, yeah, thermal power plants or for industries or volcanic eruption, then it causes air pollution. So, carbon dioxide is not a pollutant, but it is responsible for the global warming. You must be knowing it is responsible for the global warming. And next, the first pollutant or the second pollutant is said to be the carbon monoxide. This is one of the pollutant which is very dangerous, and it is normally produced by the incomplete combustion of the fossil fuels. So whenever the fossil fuels they used to burn incompletely, then this carbon monoxide is released. Even the charcoal stoves, furnaces, factories, and smokes normally they release the carbon monoxide. It is one of the dangerous gases of all, that is sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide, or the carbon monoxide. Why it is said to be dangerous? Because it rightly not rightly directly combines with the hemoglobin of the blood. You know that what is hemoglobin? That is a protein. So this carbon monoxide directly combines with the hemoglobin of the protein or the blood, and then it impairs its oxygen carrying capacity, and that's why it is considered to be very dangerous, because its high risk is that sometimes the people they used to die of. And if the concentration of carbon monoxide increases, it causes the headache. Sometimes if you face the traffic jam for 1 hour, you can find out headache or giddiness because of this inhalation of the carbon monoxide. And this is normally considered to be very dangerous of all the gases or the pollutant. So you can say that carbon monoxide is one of the dangerous pollutant. When added to the air, they cause air pollution. Other pollutants which add into the air can cause the air pollutants are nitrogen oxide. So these nitrogen oxides are produced mainly by automobiles, not only by the automobiles but also by means of the aircraft, thermal power station, and factories. So you can say that the main source of NOx is, or it is also said to be abbreviated as NOx, nitrogen oxide compounds. So there are 7 to 8 type of nitrogen oxide compound. These nitrogen oxide compound they are normally in the gaseous form. So it occurs in the nature normally in the gaseous form, and you can say that this nitrogen oxide they are normally produced by automobiles or the vehicles are the main source of the pollutant. Not only the vehicles but also certain factories are responsible, industries are responsible for the production of this nitrogen oxide. Next one is said to be the sulfur dioxide. It is also abbreviated as SOx. So sulfur related compounds altogether they are called as the SOx or sulfur oxide compounds, and it is considered to be the second most important air pollutant. So this is considered, SOx is considered to be the second most air pollutant compound, and it is produced by the thermal power station, oil refineries, and the automobiles. Again here SOx and NOx both are produced by these same sources. Next, coming up to the chlorofluorocarbon, CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbon. Popularly it is known as the CFCs, and it is emitted from the industries, spray cans, air conditioner, refrigerators, foam plastics, and cosmetic goods. So these CFC, that is the main, you can, this is said to be the main pollutant which normally affect the ओजोन लेयर. ये एक ऐसा पोल्यूटेंट है जो कि ओजोन लेयर को डायरेक्टली अफेक्ट करता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज अगेन एडेड एज ए pollutant. So just now we have seen the different type of pollutant which one added to the atmosphere calls the air pollution, and this may be the carbon monoxide, NOx, SOx, and CFC, as well as the carbon dioxide. You know that carbon dioxide is not a pollutant, but when these gases are added, you know that the composition of carbon dioxide is 0.03 percentage, but when it rises to 0.04, the global warming takes place. Why? Because if this carbon dioxide, it doesn't harm the organism, but it increases the temperature of the earth, and that's why it is acts as a, or it is responsible for heating the earth's surface. So more amount of carbon dioxide, more amount of heating of the atmosphere will take place, and that's why it is considered to be the one of the pollutant, but it's not a pollutant, it is responsible for the heating. Next, coming up to the next pollutant can be added as the hydrocarbon. So it is again one type of the pollutant, and it is a primary pollutant. Remember, all these just now we have seen, all these are the primary pollutant. So SOx directly liberated into the atmosphere, that's why it is said to be primary pollutant. SOx, even NOx, or the carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, all these pollutants or the hydrocarbons, all these pollutants are the primary pollutants because they are directly liberated from the sources. And these hydrocarbons mainly consisting of benzene, benzpyrene, and methane produced from the burning petroleum or decomposition of organic waste and garbages. So these hydrocarbons are normally liberated from the petroleum and the or burning of the organic waste or the garbages or decomposition of this organic waste. Now coming up to the ozone. So you have heard about the ozone. This ozone, that is O3. This ozone is situated in the stratosphere. So when it is present in the stratosphere, it is good for us because it protects us from the UV rays. So it doesn't allow the UV rays to penetrate, it reflect it back. क्या करता है वो? reflect back करता है ozone layer, and this ozone layer is reflected back. But when this ozone is present in the troposphere, it is added as, or it is said to be a pollutant. So it is one of the harmful pollutant when it is present in the troposphere layer or a layer where the human settlement or the organisms are present. And these ozones, they are formed from car power and chemical plant exhaust. So this ozone are liberated from the chemical plant exhaust. Now we are going to discuss about the pollutants. Now these pollutants may be present in the two forms, and these may be the, either they are present in the gaseous form or they are present in the form of particulate matter, or you can say that these form can be seen. If the size is very small, then sometimes it enters into the lungs also. And the gaseous form, normally it is a form of the pollutant it is present in the form of a gas, like sulfur dioxide हो गया या फिर nitrogen oxide हो गया, carbon dioxide. This form of the or pollutant cannot be seen through your eyes. Eyes से हमें दिखता नहीं है, but by means of certain experimental or certain changes in the color of a certain chemical, we can find out there is a presence of certain amount of the gaseous pollutant in the atmosphere. So the pollutant can be अकॉर्डिंग टू दी फॉर्म्स ऑफ पोल्यूटेंट. पोल्यूटेंट के प्रकार को कंसिडर करके दो प्रकार के पोल्यूटेंट होता है. एक है पर्टिकुलेट मैटर, और जो कि डस्ट के स्वरूपात या स्मोक के स्वरूपात अवेलेबल होता है. उसका साइज वेरी करता है फ्रॉम वेरी स्मॉल साइज टू अ लार्जर साइज. एंड गैसेस पोल्यूटेंट जो होते हैं दे आर रिमेन इन द गैसेस फॉर्म. ये जो पर्टिकुलेट मैटर होते हैं दे आर प्रेजेंट इन द एटमॉस्फेयर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डस्ट. डस्ट के रूप में प्रेजेंट रहते हैं या फिर स्मोक या फिर फॉग के रूप में प्रेजेंट रहते हैं. सो दे आर नॉर्मली लिबरेटेड फ्रॉम द बर्निंग ऑफ द फॉसिल फ्यूल. इनकम्प्लीट कंबशन से ये प्रोड्यूस होते हैं एंड दे कैन build up their respiratory system. They can affect the respiratory system, you can say that. And sometimes it not only affects the lungs, but it also causes the heart related problems and increase the risk of respiratory infections. So most of these particulate matters, when they are small size and when they are inhaled, then it causes the lung related diseases. And the particles of different sizes and structures that are released into the atmosphere. So always remember that this particulate matter are normally the pollutants which are present in the atmosphere in the form of dust, smoke or the fog. So in the next lecture we are going to see the effects of the air pollution. Thank you for watching.